for Ring Talk live worldwide.
Yo.
For over 30 years, and still, your inside look into boxing and mixed martial arts.
You know what? As long as she fights at 135 pounds, I don't care if she's injecting a horse demon into her eyeballs.
Heard live around the world and brought to you by the World Boxing Organization. And now, live from the Ring Talk Studios in San Francisco, here's the host of the longest-running fight show in history, Pedro Fernandez.
Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ring Talk Live Worldwide, emanating from the multi-million-dollar Sports Byline Studios in San Francisco, California. Yes, the man was correct in that lofty introduction. My name is Pedro Fernandez, the often imitated but never duplicated, undisputed heavyweight champion of the radio airwaves, folks, having defended that title now for better than 35 years. And straight up today, we're talking, of course, boxing, live from the Zone, baby. That's right. Yesterday, of course, heavyweights doing battle on the Zone. We'll hear from Johnny Sig about that. Of course, last night, Fox Sports doing their thing. Actually, the Fox Network doing their thing. Pretty good fight card. We'll talk about the results. It wasn't a good night for Mama Charlo. I'll just put it to you like that. And nobody was thanking Al Heyman as part of this broadcast either. Straight up, boxing on Fox. Of course, the UFC rocking and rolling as well. Open phone lines all around the planet. We're talking boxing and MMA. 1-800-878-PLAY. That's 1-800-878-7529. Of course, the studio text line. You can text us. Guilt-free, no commitment, baby. 415-275-1613. The studio text line, once again, 415-275-1613. So I take you back in time to Arguello Pryor 1. Of course, the fight, man. That was our fight. 14 rounds, of course. Alexis Arguello falling in the 14th round. It was a hell of a give-and-take battle. It had the special mix, the special bottle. Panama Lewis was involved. Aaron Pryor talked to me about this fight in depth. In our private interviews, of course, went back and forth over a number of years. The late Aaron Pryor, the Hawk, will be special today's show, no doubt about it. A special part of today's show, the Hawk, Aaron Pryor, and the late Alexis Arguello. And what did I say? I spent time with both these guys, not together, separately. Great guys, Arguello and Pryor. We'll talk about that in depth. And maybe I'll tell a few stories as well. You are tuned to the mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network. This is Ring Talk Live Worldwide. After the break, we'll hear from Johnny Sig and bring in the Godfather, Larry Merchant.
You played around with Jimmy and Freddie, tried to make me look like a fool.
Here comes the decision now. Let's listen.
Clarity in the world of professional boxing is spelled WBO. That's right, the World Boxing Organization is boxing's only transparent sanctioned body. You can follow the WBO on Facebook or check out their website, WBOboxing.com. This is WBOboxing.com. The World Boxing Organization.
We have a new heavyweight champion of the world.
Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. That's 800-957-6063.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30, 60, or 90-day invoices? Can't get a business loan? Have no equity? Bad credit? Or maybe no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors right now. AmeriFactors will give you cash for your invoices and there's nothing to pay back. We simply buy your account receivables, and if those clients don't pay on the invoices, we take the loss. We give you funds based on your account receivables skills, not your credit. And 98% of all applicants are approved. It's that simple. With AmeriFactors, there's no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
Hi, it's Ron Barn. With the holidays and Christmas upon us, if you're looking for a gift that keeps on giving, I've got a great suggestion. Give them a MyPillow. I just got one and I love it. Check it out. Go to MyPillow.com. Click on the Christmas special and you'll get the lowest price MyPillow ever offered for their 4-pack. And it includes free shipping and a 60-day money-back guarantee through March 1st. So if you want to give someone a gift that keeps on giving, or if you want a more restful night's sleep, go to MyPillow.com and enter the promo code BAR.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
The Tower says you ought to be having some fun. That's what we do each and every Sunday, baby. 11 a.m. Pacific time for 2 hours right here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. Having fun with Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Let's take it to Las Vegas, Sin City, of course. That's what I call it on the side. Bottom line is Johnny Siggs in town. Johnny, give us some bullet points. Was it a good night for Mama Charlo?
Oh, bad night for Mama Charlo and bad night for the Charlo boys. I tell you what, Pete, controversy aside, they underperformed. No matter how you scored that fight, they struggled with B-class, at best B-class guys. But I tell you what, Dillian Whyte last night stole the show over in London with a violent KO of Derek Chisora in an excellent fight, man. And we're talking maybe KO of the year. Huge left hook from Whyte ends it all in round 11. Also, Josh Warrington and Carl Frampton had a great scrap on ESPN+. We'll talk about all this in depth, I believe, a little bit later in the show, Pete.
Okay, Josh Warrington, is he the real deal?
I tell you what, he can't punch much, but he looks like the goods. And I tell you what, though, if you look at Frampton's face today, the post-fight pictures, man, it looked like he could crack a little bit. So I think that six knockouts he has on his record for Josh is a little deceiving. Maybe he can crack a little bit.
Anyway, 6 knockouts, so I don't know if you belong being a professional fighter. It's sort of like going to a gunfight with no bullets.
That's what's up, man, 100%.
Okay, Johnny, so we'll see you a little bit later in the show. Now let's take it from Las Vegas, of course, to Santa Monica, California, bring in the retired HBO godfather, Larry Merchant. A very good Sunday morning to you, sir.
And to you, Pedro. Merry, merry.
Merry, merry. How's the lovely godmama today?
Well, she's actually doing great. She doctored herself and seems to have cured herself of a pain that had lingered for way too long, that a flight of doctors and every imaginable test somehow missed, but that she found.
Well, Godfather, that's why you married her, because like Yogi Bear, she's smarter than the average bear.
So she's doing good, she's looking good, and she just left for a brunch with a friend.
Okay, now let's talk about Dillian Whyte. That was a left hook. You heard that in Santa Monica, didn't you?
Wow. He could wind up to be the next challenger for the heavyweight championship. And that was a stunning fight, so now we've got 2 terrific heavyweight fights in a row. And it's got to lead to something good.
And DAZN had this yesterday. Of course, DAZN.com. They call it DAZN, folks. Check it out for $9.99 a month. You can get all the boxing. You basically can handle that. And ESPN. I guess ESPN Plus is charging $4.99 a month, but they've got some fight cards as well. But all in all, is this guy? He's going to obviously with what looks like with Wilder and Fury going to dance again. Joshua doesn't have a dance partner for April. He thought he'd have the winner of that fight. It didn't happen. It was a draw. So it looks like White's going to be the guy?
Very well. It would be a big fight. He's a boxer who fought hard and late in the fight landed the perfect left hook, and it ended in a devastating fashion and dramatic fashion. And I don't know if his one loss was to Joshua.
I think, it was. It was to Joshua.
And so I don't know what the dynamics of a rematch are and the prospects are and so on and so forth. But he certainly looked like he was worth another look. And listen, didn't he? I think he fought Chisora before, or
he did.
And so, hey, they're having a better heavyweight scene over there than we're having over here.
Okay, good point. Of course, the heavyweights have always been the key to boxing. It used to be before Ray Leonard and people like that, he who controls the heavyweight champion controls boxing. That sort of changed. Godfather, I want to bring you back in time to 1980. Of course, you called this fight Arguello and Pryor, the first fight. The intensity going into that first fight between these two guys, I mean, basically, Arguello had lost a fight or two, but he had redeemed himself. And, of course, he was the lightweight champion moving up to 140 pounds. And Aaron Pryor, the undefeated Rage from Cincinnati, Ohio. What was your perspective going into this mega battle? Do you remember?
Well, the perspective was that Pryor was in his prime and at his right weight, and Arguello was a master fighter in general, talented boxer, good puncher, attractive
Don Juan
figure, yes. But he was moving on. He had moved up from featherweight originally, I believe.
Yeah, right, 126.
And so Pryor was the stronger guy, but Arguello had handled Mancini, I believe, by that time.
Mm-hmm.
So we were anticipating the fight, but of course you never can anticipate you'd have a classic, watchable and rewatchable fight for the ages.
Okay, here's the controversy, the special mix, Panama Lewis. Now, you and I know that Panama Lewis is a piece of spit. And when I say spit, I mean spit with an H. Okay, we know that. What do you think was in the bottle? I mean, I've
heard, I think I heard a story that it was orange juice mixed maybe with cocaine, something like that, to help a guy revive himself between rounds.
I heard it was peppermint schnapps.
So, there you go.
But he did come back like a madman. I mean, the right hand he took in that 13th round, it should have knocked out 13 men.
And here's a sidelight, Pedro. Sitting ringside, someone I interviewed that night between fights, a preacher from St. Louis named Henry Armstrong.
Wow.
And if there was ever a fight worthy of a Henry Armstrong, that was it.
Wow. The Henry Armstrong?
The Henry Armstrong.
Wow. You know, I the time I spent with Ray Robinson in 1984, that was really special time. I can almost recall every second of it. I mean, it was amazing. We spent three different times together. We happened to be staying across from each other at the Aladdin Hotel. So you can imagine when I opened my door for room service, and it was Ray Robinson knocking on the wrong door.
Wow. Did you invite him in?
Man, are you kidding? He invited me in. He was wearing a pink shower cap and a pink bathrobe, and his wife Millie was there, and he was lucid, and we talked about, he talked about Hearns and Duran going in. It was before the fight, and I said to him, Duran's got a huge size disadvantage, blah, 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 blah. Then Hearns knocks out Duran, and he tells me after the fight, Ray Robinson tells me after the fight that Duran's a greater fighter than Hearns. And I was like, I was mystified by that, and then I realized, the moving up in weight and taking on different guys and things like that. But Ray Robinson had tremendous respect for Duran, tremendous respect for all those guys, but he considered Duran number 2 to his namesake, of course, Sugar Ray Leonard.
Well, some pretty good names and the people behind those names.
Okay. Good enough, Godfather. You have a great Sunday to you. I know you got things to do. The Zone's happening. ESPN Plus is happening. Godfather, if I don't get time to tell you, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. You know, all the years I met you in 1985, I'll never forget the day, April 15th, 1985. Of course, that was the day that Hagler and Hearns went back and forth at the outdoor arena in Caesar's Palace. So it's been since then. I consider you a pal, and I really appreciate your time. And what could I say? I can't thank you enough for your time on this show, and thank the Godmother for taking good care of you.
Back at you, Pedro.
The great Larry Merchant, folks, only on Sports Byline and Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Next up, we take it to Puerto Rico. We're bringing El Presidente, Paco Valcarcel, the World Boxing Organization. You're tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Baby, give it up, time to lose.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Clapper, Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Group in Los Angeles, California. Dedicated to your health, your life, and your sports. As a weekend warrior, you know about sports injuries and pain. Exercise is an important element in keeping your body's core in good shape to minimize sports injuries. But when you are in pain, there is one product that I recommend to my patients, and that is Blue Goo Gel. Blue Goo consists of a proprietary formula developed specifically for the treatment of inflammation and general muscle aches and strains. I recommend Blue Goo for my patients coping with hip and knee pain before surgery, especially bursitis and tendinitis. Give Blue Goo a try. Call 1-888-330-0123 and you'll receive a 1-week supply of Blue Goo absolutely free. The makers of Blue Goo are even paying the shipping. The number again is 1-888-330-0123. If you want more information on Blue Goo, visit online at www.dothegoo.com.
Now available at select Big 5 stores near you.
Attention business owners. Now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for their business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now. So please save money and call now.
800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number, 800-603-0885, 800-603-0885, 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
As we try to make the connection in Puerto Rico with Francisco Valcarcel, it's frustrating, the phone lines in Puerto Rico, folks. Ever since the hurricane, take it back, it's always been frustrating. It just has. I remember broadcasting more than once from the island. It just was a nightmare. Well, especially when we had to go with 3 phone lines. That's what the old broadcast do, the old remote broadcast. We used to set them up on a 3-line Comrex. 2 lines going out. Take that back. Yeah, 2 lines going out, 1 line coming in. It was crazy. I had to have 3 phone lines. Anywhere I went in the world, I had to have 3 phone lines. Now, we do it with 1 phone line. Actually, we don't even use a phone line. We use the internet, probably do it on Skype or some actually messaging system like that. But the bottom line is, come a long way since the 3 phone lines. I remember calling places like Peru, Lima, Peru, and telling them, yeah, I'm coming to town to do my show. Yeah, we're expecting you. Can you get 3 phone lines together for me? Yeah, it didn't happen too often. Anyway, bottom line is, 40 minutes past the hour, we're going to be switching gears. We're going to talk about Pryor Arguello. Of course, you heard Larry Merchant talk about this great fight. And man, it was a hell of a fight. These guys went back and forth, 14 rounds. Of course, Arguello succumbing in the 14th round to the all-out physical assault. I mean, it was a monstrous assault put forth by Aaron Pryor. Pryor was just a monster. He just was. But you hear about the fight in depth in 2 segments. We'll do segment 4, an hour number 1, and we'll do segment 4, an hour number 2. In fact, probably about 16, 17 minutes of an HBO special on the great fight between Alexis Arguello, of course, and Aaron Pryor. Bottom line is, you're tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide. You're inside looking to the world of boxing and MMA. Open phone lines around the planet, 1-800-878-PLAY. That's 1-800-878-7529. Couple texts coming in. Couple's texts coming in here, coming from the East Coast. This one's coming from Philly. Guy says to me, it wasn't a good night for Mama Charlo. Why do you keep saying that? I keep saying that because I stole the line from the guy that's on the phone right now, Socrates Palmer. Socrates, it wasn't a good night for Mama Charlo. Everybody's saying that.
I'm sure she's had some better nights, B. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Listen, Johnny Sig said that they both face B-rated competition and didn't shine that well. Is that a good way to? Was that a fair assumption? Fair way to now analyze it?
That's pretty fair. I think that it could have been also a case of reading too much of your press clippings, some overconfidence. I think that the older Charlo probably outlucked himself out, having Mr. Monroe pop positive for PEDs, because I thought that was a much easier fight than going up against the ex-Olympian Korobov.
Poor Korobov just had too many amateur fights, man. I mean, he's too many miles on that body because he is a double bad dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame that he wasn't 5 years younger. To borrow a line, from Larry Merchant. I think if he was younger, he would have kicked his ass.
I somehow remember Larry Merchant saying something like that in regards to Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
I
thought that the scoring was off. I mean, I don't know if it was to make up for his younger brother not getting the nod, but I thought the fight was much closer. I thought it was kind of pretty much an even fight going into the 9th round, and then this Charlo was a little bit more active down the stretch.
I think boxing scene had it for 1 point. They gave him a 2-point 12th round, I believe. They scored it for him by 1 point, 114, 113. Regardless of the official scores, in most people's minds, both these fights were close. Of course, the other Charlo fight, how could I put this? Mr. Harrison is not a hobo. They should have known that coming in. He's a good counterpuncher, and somehow, whether people want to admit it or not, all 3 judges went with him. Now, I can understand 1 judge being screwed up. I can even understand 2 judges being screwed up. But 3 judges being screwed up and coming up with the same score, I sort of find that hard to believe, for the most part.
I mean, there was rounds that were coin flip rounds. I mean, there was rounds that I walked, as Harrison was walking back to the corner, I'm saying to myself, I wish he could have done a little bit more, and the jab I thought was on point all night. He was snapping Charlo's head back. He basically was giving him movement, and Charlo showed that he might be just a one-dimensional seek and destroy type of fighter, and when he fights a guy that's not going to accommodate him, he's going to have that type of night. He's actually lucky that Harrison didn't go to the body early, he closed the fight better. So I could definitely see how he could how he was given the nod at 15-13, because if he doesn't, then it's a majority draw, no?
Yeah, exactly. Looking at Danny Jacobs, he's from your neck of the woods, Brooklyn, New York. Of course, the guy kicked cancer's ass now, 31 years old, 35-2, lost to Triple G, I believe. Was it Triple G or was it Canelo? Anyway, the bottom line is he wants to fight Canelo in May because Mr. Lemieux didn't make weight the last time, so he didn't fight, so they couldn't. I guess they can't present him as the challenger per se in May. So it looks like Danny Jacobs got the goods to beat Canelo.
I think he's got the goods to be competitive. But if you watched his last couple of fights, you kind of saw a little slippage in Danny. He's another guy that maybe hung around in the amateur game too long, and then with the layoff with cancer, I think that he has not looked sharp. And I think Canelo right now is peaking. I think we're seeing really the best years of Canelo. So I would definitely pick Canelo. I don't know if at a stoppage, but I could see him outworking Danny. And if someone does get stopped, it would be Danny, because he's shown in the past to have a suspect chin. I can't see Danny beating him at this stage.
Socrates Palmer is our guest, folks. The ace, of course, from New York City, Mr. Big Apple himself when it comes to boxing. When I look at Canelo and the body shots he landed on Rocky Felding, was Rocky just the most inept challenger to step into the ring in a long, long time? Because if I was he didn't even fight tall. He fought like a midget.
Yeah, he looked like the guy who was 5'8". As opposed to Canelo. Yeah, he was. I mean, what was he, 6'4", 6'3", something like that? Holy cow! He looked like a giant in that ring, but he fought like Jack.
Anyway, he took some. He didn't take too many body shots, because the 4 or 5 body shots that were landed, he put him down. But Alvarez 51-1-2, Golovkin 38-1-1, Charlo 28-zip, Danny Jacobs 35-2, Jeff Horn, Billy Joe Sanders 27-zip. Billy Joe won this weekend. Demetrius Andrade is going to get a fight. He evidently cleared that arrest with the gun a couple of weeks ago. He's going to get a fight in a couple of weeks coming. Are any of these guys? These are the guys that are supposed to be like the formidable challengers right now for the king of boxing, Saul Alvarez, the Elvis Presley of boxing, the James Brown of boxing, the Bruce Lee. Call him what you want. Anyway, the Willie Mays. Does any of these guys have a chance of beating him, or is just they're all going to be competitive?
I think they all have a chance. I mean, Canelo, although he looked like Carlos Monzon last weekend, I don't think he's that far head and shoulders above the others. I think the most difficult, just style-wise, would be Andrade, and that's a fight that I probably don't see happening unless it has to happen. Just because tall, rangy, and he fights. He's just an awkward dude. There's no reason to fight Andre unless you have to.
Okay.
And,
I'm going to tell you who the hidden jewel is at 160 pounds, and you didn't mention him. And most boxing fans don't mention him, but his name is Rob Brandt. He's 24-1. Comes to us from Dallas, Texas, born in St. Paul, Minnesota. He is a guy that's being handled by Eddie Mustafa Muhammad. He destroyed the Japanese Ryota Murata a couple of weeks ago on television. Just destroyed him, man. I mean, it was a one-sided beatdown. Bottom line is, he looks like he's the real deal.
He impressed me. You're right. I think people are sleeping on him. He did a nice job going to Japan and taking the title away. But I don't know. I don't think that he has the pop to keep Canelo honest. I think he can outwork him. That's for sure. And Canelo's defense is suspect.
All right. Socrates, you have a great Sunday. Take care of the kid, man. Say hello to the old lady. We'll talk soon.
Thank you very much, Pedro.
From New York City to the Big Apple to the Big Cheese, baby. I'm talking about El Presidente, San Juan, Puerto Rico, El Francisco, Paco Vacasel. Paco, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Pedro. Merry Christmas to all you guys, the guy who follow you during the whole year.
Well, wonderful. Paco, we had a wonderful time down in Panama, of course, the 31st annual WBO convention, World Boxing Organization. Roberto Duran was sort of like the star. He came with his band. It was so cool.
Yeah, he's also a musician and a salsa singer, and he can dance salsa too.
Yeah,
Great guy, and he was present during the convention. Nice guy.
Hey, maybe, when I look at the history of boxing, and I spent time with Sugar Ray Robinson, and when I was with Ray Robinson in 1984, after Tommy Hearns had just knocked out Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Robinson sat me down and told me that Roberto Duran was a greater fighter than Tommy Hearns. I had a hard time believing that at the time because I was emotionally involved, but as it turns out, he might have been right.
I don't know if he's better or not than Tommy Hearn. Tommy Hearn is one of the greatest.
Yeah, I know, but
let me tell you, Duran is for me the best Latin American fighter ever.
Without a doubt. Paco, if you got a couple minutes to talk WBO, we got a commercial break coming up in a minute. Have you got a couple minutes after the commercial break to spend with us?
Yeah, call me back, yeah.
Okay. No. Just hold on the line. We're just holding the line. You can walk away from the phone, but I don't want you to lose the phone line.
Yeah, I got my wife calling me, Pedro.
Okay, we'll call you back. Francisco Vargas will be our guest after the break, folks. You are tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide. I'm hoping that, Cuddy, you're going to be able to open that phone line to Puerto Rico again? He's shaking his head going, I don't know. What can I say? Anyway, bottom line is, we're having a blast here, doing live, spontaneous, talk radio. This is what happens. I mean, sometimes guests get frozen in the middle of a call. Sometimes somebody will call you, the call will drop. Things happen in this live radio. That's why it's live. Bottom line is, this is Ring Talk Live Worldwide. The text line, got a couple texts that you can add to it. Your text, your opinion, your comments, 415-275-1613. That's 415-275-1613. You're tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide, brought to you by the World Boxing Organization. Wow!
Comes the decision now. Let's listen.
Clarity in the world of professional boxing is spelled WBO. That's right, the World Boxing Organization is boxing's only transparent sanctioned body. You can follow the WBO on Facebook or check out their website, WBOboxing.com. That's WBOboxing.com. The World Boxing Organization.
Has done it! We have a new heavyweight champion in the world!
Where do you want to go on a vacation or honeymoon? The Caribbean, Europe, Hawaii, Mexico? How about Disney or a cruise? At Superior Cruise and Travel, we've got you covered. We'll assign you your own travel concierge. They'll help you design a custom vacation plan that you can't find online. And the service is completely free. You can't compare the value of this to any other online travel company. We can help you plan a custom vacation anywhere in the world. We even offer payment plans with no credit card required. Now you pay off your vacation on your time schedule. Call now and mention the promo code RADIO and save up to $500. Book your custom trip. Call Superior Cruise and Travel now and talk to one of the highest rated travel agencies in the country with a 5-star A+ online rating.
800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. That's 800-570-9631.
Hi, it's Ron Barn with the holidays and Christmas upon us. If you're looking for a gift that keeps on giving, I've got a great suggestion. Give them a MyPillow. I just got one and I love it. I'm sleeping better and longer and I'm more rested. Check it out. Go to MyPillow.com. Click on the Christmas special and you'll get the lowest price MyPillow ever offered for their 4-pack. And it includes free shipping. And we all know how important free shipping is, especially during the holiday season. And just to make sure you're happy, MyPillow has extended its 60-day money-back guarantee through March 1st. So if you want to give someone a gift that keeps on giving, or if you want a more restful night's sleep, go to MyPillow.com and enter my promo code BARR. That's BARR to get 2 premium MyPillows and 2 to go anywhere pillows. Remember, go to MyPillow.com, click on the Christmas special, and enter my promo code BARR. You'll be glad you did. Happy holidays.
Are you wasting hundreds of dollars each year on contact lenses? Would you like to be able to see clearly again without reading glasses? Make the smart choice with IQ Laser Vision. Their team has performed over 150,000 LASIK and SMILE procedures, and with 11 locations on the West Coast and special out-of-town packages, there is a solution just right for you. See why they have a 5-star rating on Yelp. Check out IQLaserVision.com. That's IQLaserVision.com.
IQ Laser Vision.
Now, more of Ring Talk with Pedro Fernandez.
Check in. You are tuned to the Mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network, Ring Talk Live Worldwide. It is the title cut of the new Tower of Power album, 50 Years of Tower of Power. That is their album at their 50th year anniversary. Check it out on the Soul Side of Town, Tower of Power. Speaking of towers of power, let's go to Puerto Rico and bring in the WBO Tower of Power, El Presidente himself, Paco Valcárcel. Mr. Valcárcel, I got to ask you, I was so impressed with Mr. Emmanuel Navarrete, the way he took care of Isaac Dogbo. Dogbo is a good champion, no doubt about it. But Mr. Navarrete, I think he has the potential to be the next Mexican superstar.
Yes, he's a tremendous fighter. But I don't discard Dogbe. Dogbe will be Dogbe, pronounced Dogbe. But Dogbe will be back, okay, and probably they're going to have a rematch in summer.
Well, that's going to be a fantastic fight, no doubt about that. And of course,
yeah, but without any doubt, Navarrete, he's a tall guy for that weight, and he can fight, and he got a good chin and a good body too, a good stomach, because he get hit a lot, and he's still there, and he came back, and he almost knocked the guy out.
But he has a hot dog attitude. He's a show off a little bit. See, and that brings a little bit of personality to it. You got to have a little flash. Besides being very good in the ring, he just has that little bit of extra flash to him. Like, here I come.
Yeah. He's a great guy, and that's important when you are a champion. Yeah.
Okay. Oleg Usyk. Does he have the potential to become a heavyweight champion in your mind? And he's been your cruiserweight champion for a long time now, unbeaten, no doubt about it. He's a monster. But can he fight guys that are 250?
Now we are talking about the big leagues. I don't know, because one can box, but the other can punch, and he's a huge guy. And but you could go up to 225, 230, and he could do good job against Joshua. I don't know, but Joshua is a monster.
The Tyson Fury Wilder fight, for the 2 times that Fury was down, I thought he lost those rounds, but I didn't think he lost too many other rounds. I thought that Tyson Fury fought a pretty good fight there.
Yeah, I was watching the fight, and I got Fury ahead. No matter he get down twice, well, I got him ahead. But that happened. That was a draw, and now Fury is back. But all depends on if he behave or not. Fury is uncertain. Nobody knows what would happen.
Good point. Francisco Paco Valcárcel is our guest host. Of course, he is the president of the World Boxing Organization. You can follow the WBO. In fact, it's very clear as to what they're doing ratings-wise, as far as purse bids and things like that. You can check all that information out, and their champions as well, at WBOboxing.com. That's WBOboxing.com. Now, I got to ask you this. At 147 pounds, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, do you see them hooking it up in 2019?
Yeah, Terrence Crawford, his problem is he have no opponent, because the guy who should fight him are in the other side, with PBC. And that's the problem. You got ESPN and Fox and Showtime 1-in-1. I don't know what will happen there. But the best fight should be Crawford against Thurman.
Okay, yeah, Thurman. Does Thurman want to fight anymore, though? I don't know. He's taking on Josecito Lopez.
Yeah, but fighting, no matter, Josecito Lopez, I love it. But fighting Josecito Lopez, who cares,
Okay, big surprise this year in the WBO as far as 175 pounds concerned was a guy from Colombia, Elider Alvarez, taking out, of course, the long reigning two-time champion Sergey Kovalev. Alvarez is one of those Colombian fighters, and people don't realize Colombia really has a good success rate in producing world champions.
Yeah, they have a lot of good champions in Colombia. The problem is they don't fight outside of Colombia, but and when they go out from Colombia, you have to fight tough fights, and that's the problem. But Alvarez can fight, and now they're going to have a rematch now, and the rematch will be tough again. I don't know. I can. You don't have a clear favorite in that fight, because that now for me that's a big fight, the rematch with Kovalev. Okay. Kovalev was ahead, he gets KO.
Yeah. But Alvarez told me that was his game plan, and they stuck to their game plan, and that's all they want. So I saw him in Panama, so I wish him the very best of luck. Of course, that rematch is going to take place in February. Now, another star the WBO has, the 154-pound champion, Jaime Munguia, is coming back in January. He's a stud.
Oh man, Munir is he got a beautiful future. He's a puncher. He can punch. I don't know if 160 what will happen in 160 because you got the Triple G, you got the Canelo there, the Billy Joe Sanders. But you know he can punch, and in 154, I don't see anybody who can not even clear near to him.
You know, Pac,
he's a real deal there.
Yeah, he's a real deal. But moving up,
let me tell you, he got a doctor who worked with him to make him make the weight. You know, to help him make the weight.
Smart kid. You know, but yeah, going from 154 to 160 pounds. Paco, I went from 140 to 147, and I could beat decent guys at 147, but I couldn't beat the real good guys at 147. They were just too strong. You just don't know what it's like when you move up in weight until you meet somebody that's as good or better than you at the same weight, and then you realize, I'm not big enough.
Oh, you're talking about who?
Manguia moving up to 160, 154, stay there.
Yeah, but you know, but Manguia is a young kid, you know, he's a kid.
Yeah.
And but he needs to, you know, I know he will be bigger. And he can beat anybody in 160 because, you know, Triple G and Canelo, they are tough cookies now.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't discard that fight in the future, Canelo against Munguia. That will be the next super fight between two Mexicans.
Maurice Hooker's looking pretty sharp here. Of course, he's tall. I never seen a guy that tall can punch, but he's looking good as well.
Yeah. You're right. You're right, Pedro.
I mean,
I don't know, but you know, Pedro, the thing is that we have a lot of stars in all that divisions. You know, that right there in the middle divisions, you know, we have the best, Lomachenko, Ito in 130, you know, Bardes in 126.
Oscar Lopez.
You check all the big guys, the big names are here. And that's something I feel very, very proud of.
Are you so now? That's good. I'm glad you brought that up because the WBO does have a formidable list of champions. When you look at the various sanctioning bodies, they seem to be kicking ass. I got to give you props for that. You know, as far as the women are concerned, women's boxing. Paco, how come women's boxing isn't as exciting as men's boxing? Why is that? Can you answer that? Is that a fair question?
You need big names, you know, and you have big one or two big names, but they can fight each other. You know, you got Amanda Serrano, who's fighting. She's 122 now. She's gonna fight 115, and you got the Clarissa Shields and the other. But you don't have big names in female boxing. That's a problem. But it's unfair because they have the right to receive more or less the same amount of money that males are receiving to be fighting.
Okay,
that's unfair.
Okay,
but we have to do something. But we need names. You know, that's the problem.
Names and personalities. Personalities are important.
Yeah, you got good personalities there. You got there Clarissa Shields, you know, Amanda Serrano, Mexicans, you know. But they cannot fight each other because of the weight.
Interesting. We're talking with Francisco Valcarcel, of course, president of the World Boxing Organization, the WBO. I'm not hearing any birds in the background today, Paco. What happened to the birds?
The birds are here.
Wait. Okay. I can hear them a little bit now. Okay. Francisco Valcarcel, I guess, the president of the World Boxing Organization. Paco, 31 years now, the WBO. What are you most proud of? We can tomorrow. I can say goodbye, and WBO will be stronger. It's still working at the same way and with the same strength. You know, that's something I feel great about WBO. Meaning that the entire concept in your mindset.
Yeah, we are an organization. We are no one man organization.
Interesting.
That's the most important. We have a team.
Well, the great team, of course, put together that great convention down there in Panama City with Roberto Duran. Now you're going to go to Tokyo, Japan next year?
Yeah, now I'm going to start working for Tokyo. Tokyo probably will be September 15th, but I have to check and confirm all the dates with the hotels and, you know, tickets and all that stuff. And we're going to work hard now for Japan because they want to bring WBO there.
Okay,
Japanese commission.
I got to ask you one question. Did you ever get the boxes back from Panama?
Not yet.
That's not good.
They made a mistake. Then we sent it, and we have to send it back because we want to donate some stuff to the boys club there. You know, it's a real problem. But we are working on that. We're still working on that. I'm going to be in Panama in 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah.
Okay. You say the health of the WBO is fine. How's your health? I just got off the phone with Larry Merchant. I went to lunch with him last week. 87 years old, driving his own car. He parked once, parallel parking in Santa Monica. We went down. We had lunch on the beach, and he's still rocking and rolling like he's in his 40s.
Wow, you know, God bless him. I feel okay. You know, I feel working out. Still walking hour and a half every night, 5 days a week, and working twice a week. And I have time to work at the office, and I have time to work for the family and travel. You know, that means that I have been blessed too by God, and you know, I wish everybody that everybody have a healthy and a good 2019.
Okay, now I'm going to put you on the spot, Francisco Varcosel Sr. What's your handicap?
My handicap when I am betting with my friend here, the lunch, it's 16. That should be about 12 or 13.
Godfather, you have a wonderful Christmas. Say hello to everybody. Kiss your wife for me, and we will talk real soon. I thank you for all your support over the years. Without you, we wouldn't be no Ring Talk.
Okay, God bless you guys. Take care.
The great Francisco Paco Varcosel, president of the World Boxing Organization, live on Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Don't forget, this is hour number 1 of 2 on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network today. Open phone lines around the planet. 1-800-878-PLAY. That's 1-800-878-7529. Of course, the guilt-free, no-commitment text line. Some guy called me a bum here. I'm not a bum. Why am I a bum? Because I didn't knock Tommy Hearns. What I said was Ray Robinson said that Roberto Duran was a greater fighter than Tommy Hearns after Tommy Hearns had knocked out Roberto Duran. I'm just repeating what somebody else said. Guys, you're a bum, knocking Hearns. I'm not knocking Hearns, man. Tommy and I had some good dinners together. Remember that one dinner we had up there in Northern California? Tommy actually picked up the tab, and Tommy don't pick up too many tabs, folks. Yeah, I'm not kidding you now. Tommy's not one of those guys that throws around dollars. He throws around dollars like they're 20-pound weights. I kid you not. All the money Tommy made, Tommy was cheap. But that one time he broke down, there was about 15 of us at the table. Must have cost him about $300 or $400. I had to think he wasn't paying because Tommy wasn't that way. You know what I mean? He just wasn't. Didn't come out the pocket. You are tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide. You're inside looking at the world of boxing and MMA. We will do part 1 of the Aaron Pryor, Alexis Arguello series. That'll be in hour number 2. This is Ring Talk Live Worldwide. And guess what? Rick Stevens, may he rest in peace, but he said this.
You're still a young man, baby.
The people, the hundreds of people that wish they were in my shoe don't know the tenth of it. If they were in my shoe, they would cry like babies.
Mike Tyson talking about the pressure of being the world heavyweight champ. Remember when he won the title? 1987, I believe. It was 86. Take that back. And, of course, he was in Las Vegas, Nevada. The Las Vegas Hilton knocked out Trevor Berbick in the second round. And, of course, Larry Merchant and Muhammad Ali had that meeting in the hallway. And Larry Merchant said, "What do you think?" And Ali says, "He won the title. Let's see how long he can keep it." Well, think about this. Mike Tyson's title reign wasn't all that long. It didn't last that long. It only lasted 2 years because he had his last successful fight in that first reign as heavyweight champion. Of course, the knockout of Carl the Truth Williams in August of 1989. Of course, that was his first knockout. He was still undefeated. Of course, it took him 2 seconds longer to make a believer out of Carl the Truth Williams than it did to make a liar out of Carl, of course, Michael Spinks. Michael Spinks, he knocked out in 91 seconds. Bottom line is Tyson was on a roll back then. And then, I mean, Mike Tyson, when you think about the most formidable foes of the past 25 years of any heavyweight boxer, I mean, nobody's more formidable than Tyson. Whether or not he was a short guy and he probably could have been beaten by a lot of tall guys had they brought their stones to the fight. Because, you know, that's what was happening a lot of times is that guys would show up against Mike Tyson already beaten. Alex Stewart, rumor was he sort of had a wet fart in the middle of the ring as he was ready to get do battle with Mike Tyson. Of course, that was the first Tyson fight after the loss to Buster Douglas. So, Mike was sort of like motivated. And Alex Stewart, what can I say? It was a little stinky in that ring. If you can feel my vibe, folks. In other words, he soiled his shorts. Scared to death. Why not? Mike Tyson's about to take your head off. He just lost to Buster Douglas. He's going to take his whole world out on you. Is the money worth it? Alex Stewart didn't think so. But it was too late. He had signed. He was in the ring. Anyway, hour number 2 still to come of Ring Talk Live Worldwide on the Sports Byline broadcast. Now we're bringing Johnny Sig. We'll hear about Aaron Pryor and Alexis Arguello. We'll go through the week of boxing. Check out The Zone. Of course, talk about the great night that it was for Al Heyman. Not more on Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Hour number 2 coming. Stay tuned after the news.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from the West Coast, it's time for Ring Talk Live Worldwide.
Fascinating.
For over 30 years, and still, your inside look into boxing and mixed martial arts.
What the hell's going on out here?
Heard live around the world and brought to you by the World Boxing Organization.
Yeah.
And now, live from the Ring Talk studios in San Francisco, here's the host of the longest-running fight show in history.
Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier! And Foreman is as poised as can be!
Pedro Fernandez.
Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the multi-million-dollar Sports Byline Studios in San Francisco, California. Yes, the man was correct in that lofty introduction. My name is Pedro Fernandez, the often imitated but never duplicated, undisputed heavyweight champion of the radio airways, folks. Having defended that title now for this better than 35 years. Can I say undisputed? Straight up, we've got open phone lines as we talk boxing MMA this hour. 1-800-878-PLAY. That's 1-800-878-7529. Or the guilt-free, no commitment text line. Somebody called me a bum in hour number 1. 415-275-1613. That's right. I take all text. You want to rip me? I can. Yeah, I can deal with it. I'm not hurt. 415 text line once again. Studio text line. 415-275-1613. That's 415-275-1613. Well, we'll dabble into the world of boxing this hour. Of course, the upcoming 2019. We're not giving those year-end awards. I mean, all these shows are giving, like, their year-end awards. I'm not gonna. I don't do that. I'm the exception to the rule, man. Forget that kind of stuff. Let's look to the future. 2018, it was a good year for boxing. It's brought boxing back to the masses, I believe. Of course, and the masses mean the Internet. Because the old folks, I tried to inform at the Northern California Veterans Boxers Association meeting a couple of weeks ago. I tried to tell them about The Zone and ESPN Plus, and the old buzzers started talking to themselves and just absolutely ignored me. They're not with the 21st century. What can I say? You snooze, you lose. But the bottom line is you got The Zone, you got ESPN Plus, and of course you watch your Fox TV as well. You got a good dose of boxing, no doubt about that. More boxing you can handle. Of course, that comes to you from the Godfather himself, Larry Merchant. You're tuned to Ring Talk, live from the city by the bay, San Francisco, California, and only on Sports Byline.
Here comes the decision now. Let's listen.
Clarity in the world of professional boxing is spelled WBO. That's right, the World Boxing Organization is boxing's only transparent sanctioned body. You can follow the WBO on Facebook or check out their website, WBOboxing.com. That's WBOboxing.com. The World Boxing Organization.
Has done it! We have a new heavyweight champion in the world!
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip, or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first-class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. That's 800-957-6063.
I love iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio.
Love it.
Everywhere, man. Seriously. Everywhere, man. 20 million songs from 450,000 artists. iHeartRadio.
Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota.
I create my own radio stations.
Millions of songs, thousands of stations, one free app. iHeartRadio is that easy. Download the app today or listen online at iHeartRadio.com.
Now, more of the MMA Hour with Pedro Fernandez.
You know, some of the shows, some of the best shows, not here in this studio, is on the other side of the glass, watching the producer do his thing. I mean, when things are going crazy back there, like he's juggling stuff like a juggler. I kid you not. Anyway, it's hilarious at times. Other times you watch him stressing. Bottom line is, he is the best at what he does. Paul Scott Cuddy. You are tuned to the MMA Hour live on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. We take it back to Las Vegas, bring in Johnny Signorella. And John, I got to ask you, Dominic Brazil, was he in action this weekend as well, that heavyweight?
He certainly was, and he got a beautiful KO against Carlos Negron last night in a fun and sloppy fight. Highlight reel KO from Brazil in the 9th round. My man laid Carlos out, and Carlos was doing some kind of like pole dance on the ropes, man. That was a crazy KO. Did you see that, Pete?
it was a crazy KO. I don't want to put. I can't put it into words other than that. It was a crazy KO.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, but that's what boxing. I mean, the left hook from Dillian Whyte, the punches from Deontay Wilder against Tyson Fury that he got up from, and of course, I don't know if you said this, but whoever, maybe it was Socrates, but whoever came up with the line that said it was an Undertaker-like move, like from one of those casket matches the wrestler the Undertaker has in the WWE. That's just the way it was, because Tyson Fury's. Listen, I look back at that tape and look back at it 4 or 5 times, and his legs aren't moving. You can't even see the blood flowing through his legs. I mean, his legs aren't twitching, nothing. He's motionless, and all of a sudden, he comes alive.
Absolutely, man. And one of the highlights of the year, in my opinion, or in boxing of recent memory, I mean, it's almost like Tyson Fury was looking at the ceiling and reflecting on every bad moment he administered and suffered and put himself through on that drug binge, and then decided to get up and say, you know what, I'm not laying down. I'm going to get up and I'm going to finish this thing for better or for worse. All the credit in the world. And I tell you what, man, the heavyweight division is fire lately, man. Whether they're sloppy fights or tactical matchups, and I believe it all started with Joshua and Klitschko about 2 years ago, and now the heavyweight division is suddenly interesting, man. Dillian Whyte last night, who only got one loss against Joshua, looked pretty solid in a rematch against Chisora. And that fight was as good as the first one in Whyte and Chisora. So I'm looking, you know, at first I was kind of like crapping on it, like I don't want to see Whyte and Joshua. I in April, I want the big name. I want the Wilder. I want the Fury. But I tell you what, Dillian Whyte connects with that left hook that he landed on Derek Chisora last night. Heavyweight, no heavyweight, whoever in the world, they can't take that punch, man. That was nasty.
Eric Botcher, the matchmaker for like a million different promoters, the guy that I brought into the game back in the 87 or 88 when I brought him to a fight in San Jose. Anyway, he said to me, anytime a guy gets hit over 200 pounds, anything can happen. Do you think is that a fair analysis, over 200 pounds, or is it any division?
I'm going to have to agree that definitely over 200 pounds, you're going to feel their shot. I remember Holyfield quoting that same remark a while back, and I believe it or not, I sparred guys when I was at 100 and I believe 60. And I sparred guys in the heavyweight division, and you know what? Sometimes they'd punch me and it would just move me. The physicality of them was just ridiculous, but I had good punch resistance at that point in time. But I do think that a big man, if they connect on the right spot, if they hit you on that button on the temple or the liver and certain areas of the body, that honestly they could turn the lights out at any moment in time, Pete.
In reference to the conversation I just had with the WBO president, Francisco Valcarcel, he sort of like was taken away from it. It sounded like he was taken a little bit away from the performance that Emmanuel Navarrete put together in dethroning Isaac Dogbe a few weeks ago. I think it was on ESPN Plus, because I thought that was one of the greatest performances I've seen in a long time by a fighter. Period. Regardless of the weight class, because see, here was a Mexican that could fight, no doubt about it, but he was dogging the dude like Pernell Whitaker dogging him. You hear what I'm trying to say?
Absolutely, he was relentless. He was right in his face, and that's the best way to put it, is that he dogged Dogbe. And Dogbe, I think he might have underperformed. Yeah, well, that's what's up. Might have underperformed a little bit, or maybe like undertrained, but no disrespect and not taking any credit away from Emmanuel Navarrete. Navarrete only suffered one loss early in his career. The writing was on the wall for this type of thing, man.
I'm going to say, Johnny, hold on. Isaac Dogbe was in Panama City for that WBO convention about a month ago, okay? You hear what I'm saying? I left before he did. You hear what I'm trying to say? Well, you hear what I'm trying to say? It's like 11:30, 12 o'clock. I'm leaving. He's still there.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that on a private conversation that we had, and that definitely raised some concern. And when you have a guy that's, making you think every second of every round and every minute, which Navarrete did against Dogbe, you could see that Dogbe was never able to settle and just relax and come up with some kind of game plan. He was on edge the whole time. And Navarrete, I think, maybe took off one round because he hurt his hand. But other than that, it wasn't even, in my opinion, it wasn't very competitive. No disrespect to Dogbe. I like Isaac. I like his personality. I think he's great for boxing. Hopefully he learned a lesson in that maybe perhaps if he did, in fact, undertrain, that he's got to take this a lot more seriously, especially if you go in against a Mexican hot dog, bro.
The weight. Evidently, he was like 140 or 145 like a couple of weeks before the fight. So, coming down from 145 to 122 is, probably not a good thing. Probably not a good thing. And Navarrete is the real deal, 26-1. I think he lost a fight early in the preliminary days, but I think I've seen this. Listen, I'm going to go out on a limb here. And I'm going to say this. I think that Navarrete is a possible future Mexican superstar. I think that the style he's got, I think he's even he's got a little bit more hybrid American style to him than Canelo does. Canelo's more of the typical Mexican fighter, but I think this guy has got the hybrid style, Mexican, American, little Asian. He's got it all. I think he's got it all. Maybe, I said this about Humberto Gonzalez. I don't know if you know who Humberto is. Humberto was unbeaten. He was a WBO champion, a WBC champion, 108 pounds. He was knocking everybody dead, folks. And then he fought Rolando Pascual, who was a 38-1 underdog, and Rolando Pascual knocked him out. And I was sitting there in the first row at the LA Forum, and the AP shot a picture of me, and you never seen such a dejected-looking guy in your entire life. It was 100-1. He was 101 underdog, and this Rolando Pascual guy ended up beating Humberto Gonzalez. Of course, had those 3 fights with Chiquita Gonzalez. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I picked these superstars, and eventually I'm proven wrong.
You know what, Pete? I think a star is born in Navarrete, without a doubt. And plus that style, is so TV-friendly, when they're just relentless and aggressive and in your face and stalking you and letting their hands go. That's the key. There's no fake fighting there. When Navarrete, gets in position to let his hands go, that's exactly what he does. you know? And if you try to reset and move side to side, what does he do? He cuts the ring off and gets right back in position. He's a handful, man. I wouldn't want to deal with that.
You know, and I would say that one round that he took off, that he let Dogbo in the fight in that one round, that was on him. Whether his hand hurt or not, that was on him, and he shouldn't have even let him into that one round. He should have went out there and just kept imposing his will. Because I tell you, there's no way you could tell me that the hand stopped hurting. You know what I'm saying? Once your hand's hurting, it's hurting. You just got to go with it.
Yeah, I never believed in the myth where people say it goes numb or whatever. I've suffered several injuries in my entire life, and I've broken ankles and, you know, things of that nature. And guess what, man? It hurts. It hurts until it heals.
It hurts until it heals. Now, check this out. Now, I know you're a bit, well, before we go to the station break here, I know that you're a bit of a boxing addict, okay? December the 30th, WBO World Champion Masuka Ito is going to take on Eugenie Kuparov, and this is going to be on ESPN Plus. Now, this is going to start at 2 a.m. Pacific time in Las Vegas. Are you going to be watching that, Johnny, live?
I am all in for that WBO Junior Lightweight bout, bro. Line me up.
The fight action begins at 5 a.m. Eastern Time on ESPN Plus, a new multi-sport, direct-to-consumer subscription streaming service from the Walt Disney Company's direct-to-consumer and international segment in conjunction with ESPN. The Ito main event is expected to air roughly at 6:20 a.m. Eastern Time. That's 3:20 Pacific Time, man. You know, you really going to be up at 3:20 watching the fights?
If I'm, you know, still up from partying the night before because I'm on holiday break, you know, possibly. We'll see how long I last. If not, I'll just catch it on, you know, not DVR, it's ESPN Plus. But the best part about these apps is as soon as they're done airing, you can just go right back. They're archived. They're right there for your viewing anytime you want.
More boxing than you can handle. Check out the apps, The Zone, and, of course, ESPN Plus. Back with Johnny Signorella on the MMA Hour, only on Sports Byline, right after this.
You're listening to the MMA Hour. That's a sobering thought.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Clapper, Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Group in Los Angeles, California. Dedicated to your health, your life, and your sports. As a weekend warrior, you know about sports injuries and pain. Exercise is an important element in keeping your body's core in good shape to minimize sports injuries. But when you are in pain, there is one product that I recommend to my patients, and that is Blue Goo Gel. Blue Goo consists of a proprietary formula developed specifically for the treatment of inflammation and general muscle aches and strains. I recommend Blue Goo for my patients coping with hip and knee pain before surgery, especially bursitis and tendinitis. Give Blue Goo a try. Call 1-888-330-0123 and you'll receive a 1-week supply of Blue Goo absolutely free. The makers of Blue Goo are even paying the shipping. The number again is 1-888-330-0123. If you want more information on Blue Goo, visit online at www.dothegoo.com.
Now available at select Big 5 stores near you.
Attention business owners. Now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for their business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now. So please save money and call now.
800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number, 800-603-0885, 800-603-0885, 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Now, back to Pedro Fernandez with the MMA Hour.
I'm just ready to get it on and crush this guy's skull.
It's time to talk about Mama Charlo's boys. I'm talking about Jamal, I don't know, Jamel. I can't even figure out which one is which. I kid you not. They're twins. One held the WBC 154-pound title until he lost it last night to Tony Harrison, and the other holds the WBC 160-pound title, which he held on to, the decision was longer than it should have been. I'm talking about Matthew Kovalov coming in and putting on a pretty good performance because he was a last-minute opponent. Bottom line is, this is all, in my opinion, Johnny said the Charlos failed to impress against B-rated competition. You still stick to that? Failed to attest against B-rated competition?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with it. I mean, Matt Korobov did a good job last night against Jamal at 160, and Jamel at 154 took on Tony Harrison. And, they're solid B guys. Let's look at Tony Harrison. He had 2 losses, right? He lost to Jared Hurd and Willie Nelson by KO in the 9th round. Jamel, of course, was undefeated before last night. Now, let's talk about Jamel's performance in this fight. I felt he won, but there was a lot of what I call fake fighting, passive-aggressive nature, right? Tony would let his hands go. Sometimes he would connect, and sometimes he wouldn't. And then Jamel would come in and act like he was going to do something, and half the time he didn't, all right? So those are moments in time where he's letting time pass, where he's stalking, he's chasing, but he's not doing anything, So I have no problem with Tony Harrison winning the fight or someone seeing it a draw. It was certainly not a robbery, okay? And when you're in that limelight, and I'm not trying to be hard on these guys. I want to like these guys. I love American boxers, right? They got good personalities, good-looking guys. But at the same time, you got to go out there and show the world what you're talking about on social media constantly about Lions only and being the best, So you come out there and you put on that kind of show against a guy that most people hadn't heard of. I barely knew, and that's a problem if I barely know who you are. All right. So moving forward to Jamal Charlo against Matt Korobov, I thought that was a much closer fight. Korobov had a great straight left hand that was nailing Jamal constantly throughout the fight. Now, credit Charlo's chin in this fight because, dude, he was getting nailed with some straight left, right? But I thought Jamal, closed out the show, certainly got the win. But here's an asterisk, and, Mama Charlo ain't going to like this, is that if Jamal goes ahead and tries to take on the likes of Triple G or Canelo or Danny Jacobs, right, or Rob Brandt, hey, bud, I don't see you competing. I don't see you lasting. I don't see you doing very good. Go back to the drawing board, son, and put in the work.
Are people? I'm highly pumping Rob Brandt. I tried to get him on the show. Eddie Mustafa Muhammad keeps saying he's going to do it, but I don't kiss anybody's ass. Once I asked you twice, you don't want to do it. That's fine, baby. I don't ask you a third time. But anyway, Rob Brandt, I think, is the unknown commodity. I think he's a possible hidden gem at 160. Of course, the current IBF champion, having taken out Bob Arum's hand-picked Japanese guy, 2012, I think, Olympian. Where does Rob fit into this picture? And is he the guy they're all going to avoid?
Well, you know what? He might be the dark horse here. He might be a sleeper guy, right? He only lost to Jurgen Bronner. I believe that fight took place at 168. Now he's campaigning at 160. Mm-hmm. I believe in Brandt, obviously. But here's what's up. He's a good fighter. He shocked the world, as you just said, in that last ESPN card. When he took on a top-ranked guy and really just dethroned him, beat him up, right? So he's the type of guy that I don't think a lot of people are going to want to take risks with, right? With he's not a household name, you know. At least if you fight a Jacobs or you fight a Lemieux, you fight, you know, guys that are out there like an Andrade at 160, at least you know you're getting paid. You know, I don't know how much money you're going to get to face Rob Brandt, so he might be having a hard time finding a dance partner.
Okay. Speaking of dance partners, Al Heyman, he needs to dance with the other promoters. I mean, he just does. I mean, you know, he's got some good guys, and Bob Arum's got some good guys, and Oscar's got some good guys, and they need to get together. If they really want to make this sport flourish, they need the best fighting the best. Is that going to happen?
Yeah, I really hope so, because the marriage I want to see here for dance partners is Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence. Crawford fights for ESPN, and Spence fights for PBC, which is Heyman. Like you were just mentioning. I think if they're able to set that up, you know, and get other promoters looking at how financially gainful that could be, because I think that would be a financially gainful fight for a lot of people, right? So I think we're at a point right now where promoters have to be a little bit more open-minded. Like back in the day, like Showtime and HBO kept everything very exclusive. You know, I think we're in a much broader world sport than we've ever had been, and you have to be open-minded now and look at things not in aspects of like how they used to do it with leagues, but look at it overall as, you know, different divisions that should be competitive and make the fights happen that the fans want. The money will be made.
Is Al Heyman a success, yes or no?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, in terms of you look at his net worth and, you know, he pays his fighters really good. Now, a success in terms of you're a hardcore boxing fan and in terms of entertainment and putting together competitive matchups, not really. I mean, look at the rollout for Fox's schedule for PBC in the first quarter of the new year.
Time out, Johnny, time out, because I'm getting the barf bag out. So go ahead and talk about that Fox schedule, the first part of 2019, while I lean over the basement. Go on.
Viagra can't get you up for this thing, you know? Absolutely, bro, you know? And the only fight that really has any kind of intrigue, but I still don't like it, is Mikey Garcia and Earl Spence, right? And you have to pay for that. It's like, man, you know, like Fox pay-per-view, really? Like, okay, you know, but, you know, the rollout for Heyman in the first quarter is not great. Maybe they're trying to introduce people to the household on the Fox platform, which I think the average broadcast will get between 1 to 2 million household views based on the demographics I looked at in the past with their viewership with PBC on NBC or CBS or, you know, any kind of like just, you know, network of that nature. So you look ahead and you say, like, maybe hopefully they'll put together good scraps on that air, but then at the end of the day, PBC is in bed with Showtime. So now what is Showtime going to do? If all these fighters like the Thurmans of the world and the Porters of the world are being held hostage on Fox, what is Showtime going to do? And then why am I going to continue to pay for Showtime if Fox is going to, you know, network these guys? So it's a funny time for the PBC right now. I think the best case scenario they could do, at least to salvage something in this new year to make it show that they're definitely serious, Fox, give me Keith Thurman, give me Earl Spence. I think it's highly unlikely. They're both, you know, in the same league there, as I was talking about leagues before, but I think it's very unlikely, but I think that would be the right thing to do for fans as a gift.
Josecito Lopez is the opponent for Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman, of course, coming back after a year and a half of smoking weed and having a good time. 28-0, the Barclays Center, home of the New York Nets. Of course, the Brooklyn Nets will be the site of this WBA Association Super World Welterweight Championship. I don't know what that means anyway. Bottom line is Keith Thurman and Josecito Lopez. Is Josecito world class anymore at the age of 34?
The Riverside Rocky, Josecito Lopez. I always liked him. You know, but against Keith Thurman, who's coming off an injury, you know, and a layoff, maybe he can make it competitive, but he doesn't really have much power. And I think Thurman genuinely, from interviews I've been watching with Thurman, wants to come out and impress. You know, he's putting down the peace pipe for a little while. You know, he's done snake charming and all these crazy cool things that he does. I think Keith is a cool individual, man. Like, check him out on YouTube. Watch some of his behind-the-scenes video how he lives his life. Pretty cool, man.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Josecito made Victor Ortiz quit like a dog, I think, in like 2012. Wasn't that his peak? If that was his peak, that was 6 years ago. 7!
Absolutely. And, yeah, we're talking about Victor Ortiz here, though. You know what I'm saying? It don't take much to make him mentally break down. I mean, we've seen, yeah.
No, keep going, Johnny. I'm sorry.
No worries, man. I mean, we've seen time and time again with Ortiz, who I like. He's a personality. He's good for boxing, good-looking kid. whatnot, out of California. Not the brightest guy.
I'm laughing. Hey, let me tell you, Victor Ortiz, we're in San Jose, California, and he just had a fight. You know what he says before the microphone goes on? He goes, I don't think this spit with an H is for me.
I remember that. He wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed. You know what I'm saying? From day one. But that's what made him, likable. He's just a normal dude out there doing his thing. But was never the most resilient person. He's someone that couldn't really fight from the bottom much. When things didn't go right, he folded like a deck of cards. Okay, so the 19th obviously is going to be the fight that has got a lot of boxing fans' interest. 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao. 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao. Good Lord, man. He's been around since Clinton was president, I think. I mean, as far as a pro's concerned. When is it time to walk away? I guess when he feels he's made enough money or reached his, goal of accomplishments, which I think he should have reached at this point. He's a surefire Hall of Famer.
Johnny, isn't what's going to happen to him the same thing that happened to Chisora last night? I mean, isn't that basically what 40-year-old guys are waiting on?
Unfortunately, we just saw it with Adonis Stevenson. And luckily, from what I'm hearing, and hopefully he's recovering, he's away from his coma. Adonis, we wish you the best, bro. Heal up, and all the respect in the world. But we don't want to see that scenario when people wind down their careers.
All the respect in the world. The guy, let's be honest, all the respect. We're glad he's alive, but outside of that, he was a dead champion. The guy didn't fight anybody.
I agree. He held the belt hostage there at one
hostage. Yeah. That's the understatement of 2018. Adonis Stevenson holding his title hostage for the last couple of years. I mean, I remember when they asked him, I asked him who he wanted to fight. I had him on the radio when they asked him who he wanted to fight. He told me Bernard Hopkins. I almost fainted.
Yeah, I mean, I could see why he was saying that, because at that point in time, you had guys that were construction workers knocking Bernard Hopkins out of the ring. So
Bernard was only
I wanted to fight him too for that kind of payday.
He's calling Bernard out at the age of 49. You are tuned to the MMA Hour live on Sports Spotlight, folks. So to shift gears, talk a little mixed martial arts after the break. Johnny Sig will stick around, but the bottom line is, man, the 29th, the UFC rocking and rolling. Amanda Nunes, of course, and Chris Cyborg Santos. Right now, the odds have got it minus 265. Chris Cyborg Santos plus 220 for Amanda Nunes. I'm telling you like this. This is man versus boy. Bet on the man, and the man is Chris Cyborg Santos. You're tuned to the Sports Byline Broadcast Network.
And I just want to be respected for my era. To be mentioned in the name of Ray Robinson and Marvin Hagler and Ray Leonard. And to be mentioned in the top 4 and the top 5. Wherever you put me at, wherever history put me at, I am grateful and humble to be there.
You're listening to the MMA Hour.
Hi, it's Ron Barn. With the holidays and Christmas upon us, if you're looking for a gift that keeps on giving, I've got a great suggestion. Give them a MyPillow. I just got one, and I love it. I'm sleeping better and longer, and I'm more rested. Check it out. Go to MyPillow.com. Click on the Christmas special, and you'll get the lowest price MyPillow ever offered for their 4-pack. And it includes free shipping. And we all know how important free shipping is, especially during the holiday season. And just to make sure you're happy, MyPillow has extended its 60-day money-back guarantee through March 1st. So if you want to give someone a gift that keeps on giving, or if you want a more restful night's sleep, go to MyPillow.com and enter my promo code BARR. That's BARR to get 2 premium MyPillows and 2 to go anywhere pillows. Remember, go to MyPillow.com, click on the Christmas special, and enter my promo code BARR. You'll be glad you did. Happy holidays.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest
prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Where do you want to go on a vacation or honeymoon? The Caribbean, Europe, Hawaii, Mexico? How about Disney or a cruise? At Superior Cruise and Travel, we've got you covered. We'll assign you your own travel concierge. They'll help you design a custom vacation plan that you can't find online. And the service is completely free. You can't compare the value of this to any other online travel company. We can help you plan a custom vacation anywhere in the world. We even offer payment plans with no credit card required. Now you pay off your vacation on your time schedule. Call now and mention the promo code RADIO and save up to $500. Book your custom trip. Call Superior Cruise and Travel now and talk to one of the highest rated travel agencies in the country with a 5-star A+ online rating.
800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. That's 800-570-9631.
Now, back to Pedro Fernandez with the MMA Hour.
You wouldn't believe it if I told you this was the biggest loss of my whole career. Really? Great for you guys. So what if a bookie gets hit hard? Big joke. Big joke. Never occurs to you that I got a wife and kids like other people. Well, there goes the 2 weeks at camp I promised the kids this summer. What can I do with all that loot? Get an operation so I can play my violin again.
You sure know your boxing? Well, all I know is never bet on the white guy.
Check it. You are tuned to the Mighty Sports Byline Broadcast, and we're talking boxing and mixed martial arts. On the line from Las Vegas, our ace, John Signorella. But before I bring Johnny Sig in, I want to mention WW. Wissakow Wangak, folks, 47-4, 41 KOs. He hasn't lost since 2014, a majority technical decision to Carlos Cadres, so he is the real deal. He's a world champion at 115 right now. Of course, the guy that beat up Roman Gonzalez not once but twice, fought 3 times in the year 2018. Unfortunately, he only fought once here in the United States. He fought twice in his native Thailand. The bottom line is I think he's pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world, and he should be appreciated for his abilities. He doesn't get a whole lot of attention, but he does on this show, Johnny.
Yeah, I agree with you there, man. He doesn't get a lot of attention, but he should. Hopefully in 2019 we see him in some more meaningful matchups. I think if he ever takes on Naoya Inoue, who fights at 118 pounds. Yeah. Give me that thing. Like, that's almost like a mirror match, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a situation where you have two, little killers, because those guys are real little killers, right? So give me that. I mean, Naoya Inoue is wrapped up in the World Boxing Super Series, which is going to flesh itself out, I think, in the second half of the new year. Nonito Donaire is also there. So I'd like to see Sarung Vasai or, Double W go up to 118 pounds and take on some names and hopefully get on a platform like ESPN or DAZN. For this guy not to be featured or showcased regularly on any of these networks is kind of weird because he really is really good.
But imagine what networks can get him for. It's not like he's the most expensive guy on the dance card. You know what I'm saying? You could get him for reasonably. I mean, I know I can negotiate a deal with him if I'm running a TV network. He's not going to bankrupt me.
Oh, absolutely, man. The smaller guys don't get paid much money. It's almost like you're paying $1 on the pound, if you will. It's very, very inexpensive to get these guys to go out there and showcase them on a network, but you get high entertainment, especially when they're at the highest level of the game, like Sarung Vasai is. Throws a lot of punches per round, gets violent KOs, bro. Like, do you ever see guys at 115, 118, 122 knock people out like that? Like, yikes.
That's why he's different. I mean, that's just the way to put it. That's why he's different. He is violent, and that's just the way to put it. He's a violent 115-pound fighter when he can, and he throws from how can I put it? He throws from the southpaw stance, but he throws unabashed. In other words, he has no fear of his opponents. I give him all the props in the world. Right now, he's a king at that weight, but I think that if he was promoted correctly, I really think if he was promoted correctly, that he could be a star all over the world, not just in Thailand.
For real, I agree with that. And again, because he shows something that, you don't expect to see. You see this little guy throwing hands, and the next thing you know, like, combustion, dynamite, bang. Another guy's laying on the canvas, like, out cold. You know, you don't really see that underneath that weight class. And for me, I usually don't care much about boxing underneath 130 pounds, although I do follow it. There's a couple guys there I like. You know, obviously I watched the Josh Warrington fight last night against Carl Frampton and Dog Bay last week, as we mentioned, against Navarrete. But my thing is that, you know, if he's getting my attention, and I love boxing, I'll pretty much watch anything. But I don't like that weight class, right? I never have. But he's really getting my attention, and I got to say, he looks like he could be a spectacular superstar, as you mentioned.
Okay, let's switch gears, switch sports. Let's talk about the UFC 232 going down, of course, December 29th from Las Vegas, Nevada. The co-feature is going to be Amanda Nunes, the current world bantamweight champion, of course, taking on Chris Cyborg Santos, the current world monster champion at 145. She's just a monster. I don't care which weight she's at. Anyway, I'm looking at Amanda Nunes' record here, and I got to give her some props here. But, you know, she lost her first fight, and that was a submission armbar. Then she went 6 fights, and then she lost the second fight by a TKO. Then she won a couple fights, and she lost by a decision unanimous. Then she won a few fights and lost to Kat Zagano. You got TKO'd with elbows and punches in the third round of a third-round fight there. And she really hasn't lost since then. Of course, the current world champion at 135, but that's at 135. And I just think that, I don't know if you saw the size showdown when they had these two women together about a week ago, but man, one of them looks like a man. The other one looks like, one of them looks like she's 160 pounds. The other one looks like she's 125 pounds. And when you have that kind of size discrepancy in pornography and combat sports, it's not good for the smaller person.
I could not agree more. I mean, Amanda Nunes, impressive record at 16-4. You know, look at that Cyborg, 20-1, won no contest. But I mean, aside from the official particulars there with the numbers, I mean, look at them physically, like you said. Amanda Nunes got a great resume, and she's been through some good opponents and whatnot. Cyborg obviously has taken out some of the best in the female division, but again, she's physically so damn big. I mean, most men I know would run from this woman. I certainly would, and I know how to handle myself. I still keep in shape. I'm almost going to be 40 next week, right? But I would run from Chris Cyborg. Get me out of there, And I got to give Amanda Nunes all the credit in the world. I think she's going to be competitive. I don't see this thing going. And you have to distance even. I think eventually we get a stoppage in there because, again, physicality, bro. That's what this thing is all about at the end of the day. I don't care when a fighter says size doesn't matter. Guys, it certainly did. Like I was talking about sparring heavyweights before. They would jab me. I'd be halfway across the ring. Granted, I'm not a big guy, but there's weight classes for a reason, and physical, some people have a frame that's just bigger than others. Cyborg, certainly bigger than Nunes. I saw that, Pete, and I just hope Nunes comes out of it okay.
Nunes, this is a payday. This is much like the Triple G, the Kell Brook payday for Kell Brook. You hear what I'm saying? You're moving up in weight. The same thing could happen.
Great comparison. It's a great way to put it. 100%. And I think this is going to get more attraction and viewership than the main event. I mean, I like John Jones and, Alex Gustafsson can fight a little bit, but this is the fight I've been looking for because, not because of competition. I'm kind of sick in this regard. I like Cyborg. I like how violent she is, man. I like that she goes out there and shows the world what female boxers don't do. Is she goes out there with passion, right? And she entertains. Hey, guys, if you're going to sign up for this thing, male or female or whatever you are, 'cause nowadays we got all these types of things happening, right? So go out there and entertain, and I don't care what you do. Back up what you say you're going to do. And Chris Cyborg never disappoints, does she?
No, she's 20-1. She lost her debut, and she hasn't lost since then. And I think the only time she's come close to losing is when she's had problems making the weight. I mean, there's some scary, scary videos of her on YouTube coming down in weight, man, where she's like in incredible pain, all kinds of crazy stuff. Anyway, the whole fight, I think, boils down to how she makes 145. Now, I know it's difficult, no matter how she does it, but if she doesn't, she's got enough left in the gas tank, I think she really beats Amanda Nunes up. And I think Amanda Nunes will sort of be like, this is going to be a frail person against a buffed person. Can you see that? Frail against buffed?
Oh, absolutely. In the category of just, I hate to say the word normal women, but Amanda Nunes is probably the best. Cyborg is something different. Right? Like, she's in a different category. Like, she leans towards, like I said, she could be competitive and beat men. And she actually does fight men. Mm-hmm. And from what I understand, she has her way with men, And I've seen that in the gyms before, not with her in particular, where there are women that can handle guys. And all the credit in the world. Good. That's what's up.
Oh, time out, Johnny, time out. How many women do you actually know that don't have their way with men?
Oh, dude, I've seen the gyms before.
No. I wasn't talking combat. He didn't get that, did it? Went right over Johnny's head here, folks. Right over his head. Go on. Right over his head. Okay. You know. Yeah. We're talking about women having a way with men. Yeah, right. Chris Cyborg Santos has her way with men, but most women have their way with men. Correct?
I agree.
Okay.
I could not agree more. Now I caught it. It's back in front of my face now.
Okay. The rest of the card here, as far as this UFC card on the 29th, is not all that appealing. So I would suggest if you want to watch the fight in Russian, that you find a place to watch it in Russian and save your money. Because I think this, although I think that John Jones is a good fighter, this and that. You know, he's had the drug issues, the steroids, not once but twice, maybe 3 times. Some cocaine issues. Says he likes to do coke before fights, like an idiot. But I can't get behind him, and I'm not going to throw any money his way, certainly. Alex Gustafsson, wish him the best of luck, but I consider his prime past in the past as well. But the card that I'm looking forward to is a young man who's 2008 Olympic gold medalist as a wrestler. His name is Henry Cejudo, taking on T.J. Dillashaw. Of course, these guys are going to vie for the World Flyweight Championship. Cejudo is a bad dude. Of course, he beat Mighty Mouse, Mr. Johnson, and Johnson was considered like pound for pound, like the best guy going, had the longest title reign, all that kind of good stuff. But straight up, nobody to me right now has a shot at 125 besides Demetrius Johnson and T.J. Dillashaw. And the only reason why T.J. has a shot is that he's coming down from 135 to 125. Johnny, that's a 10-pound cut, and and T.J. was skinny at 135.
I agree, man. Saturday, January 19th, I believe Barclays Center?
The Barclays Center, home of the Brooklyn Nets and Al Heyman Boxing.
That's what's up. You know, at the 10-pound weight cut, man, that's hard, man. And he was already sitting at that weight where he was at naturally. So, I mean, my concern is, are you taking away muscle? Where is the weight coming off from? You know, how much fluids are you losing? How much important things that are from your body are being drained? So it's going to be an interesting look. I mean, I like Dillashaw. I thought he did a great job against Demetrius Johnson, like you had mentioned. We see what we get here, man. 10 pounds weight cut is a big cut.
It's a big cut, but you know, when you have bigger guys fighting smaller guys in MMA, the bigger guys seem to do better. I mean, that's just the way that we talked about this in combat sports before. That size differential, the fact you've got the natural size advantage, that sort of makes things happen as far as the sport of mixed martial arts. But I really like that card, the 19th, of course. Demetrius Johnson is going to be ringside or octagon side wanting to take on the winner. But Henry Cejudo, the upset kid, nobody picked him to win, but he is the real deal. I think the former Olympic gold medalist in 2008, 15 fights, 2 losses, and he's the real deal. 1 loss by knockout, 1 loss by decision. 2008 Olympic gold medalist, World Wrestling Cup 2007. He won the bronze, won the gold in 2007 in Rio de Janeiro, the Pan Am Games. He is the real deal, and he's one of those guys. How can I put this? Much like Lesnar. I don't want to say he's a Lesnar guy, but he's been able to take that college wrestling pedigree and transform it into successful MMA.
The whole time you were talking right now, I was thinking about the physicality, and that's why size really matters in this thing, because of the grappling aspect, the facet of wrestling, control, ground control, mounting, you know, throwing someone around is a big thing to do in this thing. You know, it makes up for a large percentage of it. And that's why Brock is so good. I mean, his punch resistance isn't great, but if he gets you on the ground or he starts grappling you, man, you know, you're going to have lesser of a chance of victory because these guys are really good at it, and size doesn't matter. Do you know the old wrestling guy Jim Cornette is, the old manager, Jim Cornette? Do you know who that is? No, I'm not familiar with that name. All right. Jim Cornette, he was with the WWE, WCW. He founded Smoky Mountain Wrestling, which folded a few years ago. Anyway, one of the great managers of all time, no doubt about that. But he said that he got into a confrontation with Brock Lesnar. And he said, "Listen, man, I'm not going to fight you. I'm just going to go out to my car and get my gun." I mean, I don't blame him. Yeah, because Cornette's like 5'7", maybe 135 pounds when he was in his prime. He's 170 now and fat, but you know what I'm saying? Come on, man, I'm just going to go out in the car and get my gun. Dude, there's certain people in the world that scare the hell out of me. Brock Lesnar is certainly one of them. I don't care what I think about his punch resistance. He gets his hands on you, he's throwing you across a room. I don't care if it's in a WWE or the UFC or Bellator or in boxing. Dude, he's a tough physical man. There's a couple of guys I would just straight up run from. Cyborg's one of them, too.
Okay, there's a couple of shared texts coming in here. Who are you picking in this rematch between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder? And is there a date yet? Ask Sammy asking this from Vegas.
No date. I'm expecting March or April. Who I'd pick? Ooh, great question. Still going to go with Deontay Wilder's power. I think he makes
How can you go? I'm almost dying here. How can you go with Deontay Wilder when he won 2 rounds out of a 12-round fight?
I think he makes adjustments and uses the jab a little bit better and understands Tyson Fury's style a little bit better and goes for the kill earlier this time. I'm sorry, I got to go there.
The genius, John Signorella. Check him out on YouTube. Where's that on YouTube, Johnny?
Just search us, Ring Talk Worldwide, baby. You'll find us. Everyone, happy holidays.
From John Signorella, of course, I am Pedro Fernandez. You're tuned to the MMA Hour live on Sports Byline.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip, or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first-class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down. 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
Now, back to Pedro Fernandez with the MMA Hour.
Talking MMA, boxing, of course, pro wrestling as well. Folks, if you are a pro wrestling fan, I have a wonderful suggestion for you. In fact, if you don't like the world of wrestling entertainment, sports entertainment, that kind of good stuff, go to YouTube.com and punch in Major League Wrestling. Major League Wrestling, I kid you not, you will find yourself the most exciting hybrid world-class professional wrestling you ever find on the planet. I mean, it's a hybrid style. They combine the Mexican lucha libres, the American style, the Asian style. They put it all together. They got superstars from every continent. I got to tell you, pound for pound, it's the best wrestling on TV. And it is the best wrestling that's been on TV, I would say, in about 15 or 20 years, at least since the days of the old WCW and Georgia Championship Wrestling. I kid you not. That's how good these cards are. I think the promoter's name, Cord Buyer, something like it. Anyway, the bottom line is, whatever his name is, he's doing a great job. You got to check him out on YouTube. Their cards air every Saturday on BN Television. I think they air Fridays on BN Television, and then they come back on YouTube the next day with their YouTube channel. But you got to check them out, Major League Wrestling on YouTube.com. It's entertaining. They've got good plots. It's suspended animation. You're not believing stuff for the hour you're watching it. And since there's no commercials, it's sort of cool as well. Anyway, that's my wrestling tip for the weekend. You are tuned to the mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network. Ring Talk Live worldwide airs Saturday and Sundays, 11 a.m. Pacific Time. That's 2 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the mighty Sports Byline Broadcast Network. Live at sportsbyline.com. Of course, live on iHeartRadio, Sirius XM, Satellite Radio, all these other different internet platforms. But the bottom line is, you could be doing a million things right now. The fact you listen to this show, well, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Until next time, this is Pedro Fernandez for Scott Cuddy, the executive producer of Ring Talk Live Worldwide, saying, keep your chin up.
For USA Radio